Okay, everyone, I think we are live now. We will
Yes.
just start in 5 minutes so that all the audience are here and we have some people around us. Okay, I think we should start. Hello everyone, my name is Sanskruti and welcome to yet another Blue Circle panel discussion. And today we are here with our caregivers. We all know how difficult it is for the one who has diabetes, but our caregivers are the one who are really taking care of us. And from food to medicines, they literally know everything. So today we will listen from our caregivers how they manage their loved one. So I would please request to introduce yourself. Harneet, will you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Harneet Kaur. I'm from Mumbai and I'm the mother of Prabkirat. Prabkirat at present is 22 years old. He was diagnosed with type 1 when he was 1 year, 3 months. So it's been almost 21 years of his diabetes. Hmm. And he's type 1.
Okay, wow,
Takes at
wow,
present.
okay. Meera,
Yeah. Hi, I'm
Would you
Meera.
please continue?
Yeah, I'm Meera. Uh, my husband is 60 years old and he's been diabetic, I think, since the time he's been 38. That's been a long time. He's type 2 diabetes. So we are based in Chennai.
Okay. Achal, will you please go?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. So my name is Anchal Paul. I'm the daughter of Alka Paul and mom. So my mom has been having diabetes more than 10 years, and she's type 2 diabetic, and we are from
Yes,
Bangalore.
we all know Alka. She's very active
Hmm.
on Facebook community, always helping others, always telling us how she
Yes.
manages. Prabha, would you please introduce yourself?
Hello, all. This is Prabah. I'm based out of Pune. My son, Mr. Siddharth Krishnan, he is 11 years now. He has been diagnosed with type 1 last year. Means for the past 1 year, we are with him, and together we are learning how to manage the type 1 karke.
Yeah. Uh, Subarna, can you hear me? We have full group of people who are very experienced from the newly diagnosed and a whole group we have here. Okay, we would go ahead. Subarna, if you can hear me, would you please like to introduce yourself?
Yes, yes.
Not
Yeah.
Yes, you. I am Subarna. Basically, I am from West Bengal, but staying in Bangalore. My son, who is now 7 years old, was diagnosed almost 1.5 years ago. So he is type 1.
Okay. Okay, nice.
I hope
So I
I
would
am
like to.
audible.
Yeah. Cool. You're audible. So I
Hello,
would like to
guys.
go. Yes, Subarna, you're audible.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would like to go ahead with our questions. So the first thing that I would really like to ask is, what was your first initial reaction when you found out that your loved ones have diabetes? Sorry. So what did you all think, and what was your first thought? So, Harneet, would you please go?
For me, it was a big shock. Not heard also about it. A child of 1 year, 3 months having diabetes. Initially, I had to start with injections only. So twice morning and evening. So holding a child's legs and giving injection was a big task. It was from many years. Now he's on pen. So now he's on multiple injections, 4 times a day.
Okay. Uh, okay, guys, continue. Meera, would you like to say something?
Yeah, this was something which was, I think, not shocking considering both my in laws were diabetic. And diabetes is not something that's new to me because my mother has been diabetic since as long as I can remember. And my mother is, she has multiple complications because of diabetes. She was insulin dependent for a very, very long time. When insulin had to be given through injections like that. So it seemed like something that I'm familiar with as such, but it also brought up the fact that his diet had to be taken care of because diabetes is something that invades every other problem and makes it complicated. So, and those days we did not have this H1B AC, right? So that was not so important. We were only testing fasting, postprandial, and probably we didn't think it was anything very important because it was everyone in the family had it. It was like a, family legacy that was coming on.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Prabha, would you please
Yeah.
go ahead?
Actually, my son was a very healthy child and he was very healthy and active. Suddenly, we saw a drastic weight loss in him. From 44 kg to he came to 37. From 37 onwards, I started visiting doctor to check why there is a drastic weight loss. But they were not able to find out except glucose test. We did all other tests. We were not able to find out what was the reason and all. Finally, after 4 5 visits, finally he felt so weak also. We were not knowing the reason and we kept on giving him ors and glucose water. After drinking that, he will fall all the more sick. And one day, no other choice, we took him and admitted him in hospital. After but within half an hour, doctor found out it is type 1 karke. But at least we felt little bit relieved after finding out the reason. At least we got to know the reason why he has become so weak, why he was so tired. We were thinking all the more worst. Then he was into mild DKA, but it was really overwhelming for us. I couldn't take that. I couldn't digest that he is a diabetic karke, and nobody, as a parent, nobody will think that their kid will get a diabetic. I kept on asking doctor, can we shift him to? He was in ICU actually. Can we change the injection into tablets,
Medicines.
etc. And I even asked, my son never eats any sweets. If you keep 100 items of sweets, he doesn't even touch a one. So I kept on telling, my son doesn't eat sweets, how come he got diabetic? Then I eventually understood it is not because of what you have eaten, or not because of the lifestyle or something. It is a genetic. Now slowly we are getting into it and we are trying to cope up with it.
Wonderful. Yeah, the initial shock is something that eats us up because even for me, my parents were not really getting the thing because even in my family, there's no family history. There is no one had diabetes. Only the older one that is like a very far relatives, they had type 2 diabetes and I am type 1 diabetic. So it was very difficult to understand the reason and cause that why am I getting such high sugars. But then yeah, it we kind of got into it and I accepted it, and then that's how life goes. Achal, would you
My
please
son
go ahead
still
and
finds little difficult to accept the
yeah,
fact.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it
initially,
takes
when
time.
we came to know, we never took it seriously. To be honest, we took it normal. And then after some time, I saw mom, taking it seriously. And then that's when I realized, okay, this is something which is serious and it is a matter of concern. We need to look into this. So then slowly I started encouraging her, like after every meal, go for walks, like at least 15 minutes. And then we started, seeing a diet, a different kind of diet where you go low carb. And then I also started getting involved with mom's diet. I would also eat the same food what she's eating, and then I realized, okay, maybe I could also improve my health that way. And doing that, even it helped me. I also lost weight following mom's diet. So at the same time, it gave her an encouragement. Like I'm also taking part and eating the same kind of food with her, so she doesn't feel like something is not okay. At times, we just eat low carb, and you see your relative having like sweets or anything, you get tempted, you feel okay, like even I want to have. So then I would also make it in such a way that mom is also comfortable and I also encourage her in some way or the other.
ओके वाओ। अगर आप लोगों को हिंदी में बात करना है दैट इज कम्प्लीटली फाइन, आप लोग हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों में बात कर सकते हैं। हमारे पास कुछ ऑडियंस है जो हिंदी में प्रेफर करेंगे, बट वट एवर यू ऑल आर कंफर्टेबल विद। सुपर्णा, वुड यू लाइक टू say something?
Oh, yeah, sure. First of all, I had no idea about type 1 and type 2. So, diabetes means diabetes, I used to know. Generally, elderly people get due to their lifestyle disorder, no, eating habits, not doing proper exercise and all those, not burning calories. Only I had that idea. So, when I first came to know that my son's fasting sugar came 342, I was thinking it is some other reason it is happening now, and I will go for treatment and he will be all okay, cured. And suddenly, then on endocrinologist, I discussed that day. After hearing all the matter, he told me, "You just bring your child immediately and admit him emergency." So when everything was going on, no medical procedure, since still I was thinking, after few days, my son will be all right after treatment, after medication on something. Because I had no idea that any child can get diabetes. No idea means not at all. So
Yeah,
that day night, that endocrinologist told me just one word: your child has type 1 diabetes, and you have to give insulin injections lifetime. After hearing that, I couldn't ask a single question. I just
that's
turned
that.
there, about to fall down. Then he left. I broke down. Nurses came. They somehow, because my child, then first thing strike on my mind that how I will manage him, because he is a born sweet lover. He likes sweets, anything else. So the nurses was consoling me that there are so many children in this, though you will get substitute, all these things. Then family members supported me a lot. Yeah, they started researching. My husband, my brother-in-law, all started researching. Then they came to know, yes, it is there. Lots of children actually are there in India. Then my brother-in-law also told that, yeah, lots of forums are also there. You can join there. Then gradually started accepting, and things started happening, gaining knowledge. And one thing, my endocrinologist first gave me one book also, that insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, that you go through this book first, and initial knowledge you will get from this. So gradually things were happening, but still, like everyone, initial few months we were in trauma. Then by God's grace, we got these groups, and
Yeah,
started talking. Yeah, started talking friends like us, and got so many motivations how better control on diabetes, food, diet, everything. No, so it's like
yeah.
blessings. And after 6 months, no, actually after 5 months, no, we started using that CGM.
Okay.
That is a
Yeah.
game changer for us. After that, we our life became really easy. Yeah, we came to know the food pattern, yeah, and that diet and all those low carb and all those that Anchal are telling, no, and sugar substitute. That desserts also I started making. He was also happy. Then we came to know, no, he is not depriving. We are also not depriving him. He is enjoying his childhood along with his diabetes with proper, not proper, with good control. Below H1AC, below 6, he is maintaining. So, just things is that only because of this group, we started
Yeah.
connecting all the parents, came to know their story and gaining knowledge and implementing that on our daily life, and life became improving.
Yes, we are also thankful for all the experienced people
Yeah,
here.
so thankful, really,
We learn
really.
so much from everyone else. Yeah. So I wanted to
Everyone's
ask because
experience
we have,
matters a lot.
yes, yeah. Let's go ahead. I wanted to ask because we have such different age groups here. We have type 2 people, we have type 1 from different age groups. So, what were the major changes that you all had to do after understanding that your family member has diagnosed with diabetes? Or what changes did you all make in your routine or lifestyle that was necessary for your loved one? Anyone would like to go ahead?
We totally stopped buying chocolates, biscuits, unnecessary chocolate biscuits. We have chocolates. We used to give it during low when he gets low, and totally we started giving the same food what I'm giving to my son and my daughter, so that he will not get tempted to eat those chocolates or biscuits or whatever junks. And totally he himself, after coming from hospital, he himself realized that yes, I am type 1. Sometimes he crips now also, but he totally stopped having all the junks. We are trying to introduce some healthy food patterns. We are basically a vegetarian, but in hospital he started having hospital food. They gave some chicken, eggs, and all. He started liking that, so we also introduced that in his diet. Let him also get the balanced diet. करके we also started introducing egg in his daily. We are giving egg for his breakfast.
Wow, that's
Nature.
really
And eventually it helped in his weight gain also. Whatever means he from 44 he came to 31 kilo. Now he is around 38, 39, and it is exactly for his age, and his height and weight is balanced now.
Yeah. So in my case, my husband was to be an athlete. So he was when he was young, he was very much into running and heavy physical activity. But over the years, he had stopped the physical activity. So he had put on a lot of weight. So one of the lifestyle changes that while diet is one part of it, he joined a gym because it was very important for him to control his body weight. And we also started looking at food, what we are eating, and trying to cut down on the junk food that we were eating. And he is actually a foodie, he loves to eat. So for him that was a big change. And I think over the years, possibly there have been ups and downs in this, but over the last few years, I think there's been a drastic reduction in his carb intakes. So that's something that also is a little worried, because I wonder if he's taking it to the other extreme, because you need to have more than salad and some sabzi for a meal. But he usually has a heavy
yeah,
breakfast, and he has something like this for lunch, and dinner is very light. So, I mean, he very consciously made the changes, and as a family, we also fell into that pattern, because it also helped us to lose weight. And as such, I am not a great cook or anything. So, whatever food changes that I made is like, I don't know if it is the tastier options, but certainly we shifted more to millets, complex carbohydrates. So even things like idli batter, try and put some kind of ragi in it and mix it and make it so that it reduces that, the ragi component is more. And then reduce coconut, because we're South Indians, we like to put coconut in everything that we bake. So reduce the carbon, the coconut intake, and maybe have idli with sambar rather than chutney, and have pudina, coriander chutneys. So these are some of the things, and of course, this group has been of great help. And I think now more with the internet, YouTube, and all, you can read up quite a bit, and you can look up what are the other options that can be used. And we have shifted a lot into millets and red rice and those kind of things. So we try and eat rice maybe once or twice a week.
Nice. Harneet, would you like to add something? Because as I know that your kid was really, really young and when he was diagnosed with type 1. So what were the changes that you went through for yourself?
Yeah, mine was a totally lifestyle change. Firstly, the doctor was very particular about his timings. Like he was just 1 year, and this time he has to take his insulin timing has to be fixed. Morning it was actrapid, and then the whole family had to adjust that way. Like evening his dinner time had to be fixed, and 1 year old child is hardly having any diet. Like they're very fussy. So main was my lifestyle change. Now also, like doctors first they keep the dinner timing, and then up also had to be cut, and insulin had to be given on time. There were a lot of changes, and the pressure was also too much that time. But a part of his support from Dr. Irani and this Blue Diabetes group also in Shivara, who really helped in understanding diabetes, what is it exactly, and how to manage it, how to when the sugars go
Yeah.
high also, how you have to give extra unit. When the sugars go low, you have to give sugar, and what extra carb you're supposed to give. When they go to school also, schooling also is very difficult.
Yeah.
The children don't like,
Oh yeah.
the pressure like the children have, don't want to tell their friends and all that we are diabetic, so they don't like all that stuff also.
Yeah. So we talked about how, as a family, you all went through changes, but I wanted to ask you all as a person, because you're the prime person who is taking care of your loved one who's going through so much changes, and looking at your son or your mother going through all these things. How did you all cope up with this mentally, and how did you all make yourself understood ki, okay, this is what we have to do now? So anyone would like to add? Achal, would you like to go?
Yeah, so what I also did was, like, initially when I started following like a similar diet what mom is following, and then what would I would accompany her for walks as well. And then even if we go to restaurants, we encourage her, like, not to eat the right thing which is for her, and we would also order which is like similar mix of everything. So even little bit you can, have those, you can enjoy the little temptations and stuff, but if it's in moderation, it's fine. And then, so even like as Meera is saying, if like being South Indian, my dad is a Tamilian, so even mom is very fond of South Indian food. So even dosas for breakfast, if we have, then mom will have ragi dosa. And if she's having rice dosa, maybe just one dosa with sambar instead of coconut chutney, which doesn't spike the levels. So, and sweets also, we don't make much of sweets. And even if we make sweets, I try to bake. So I bake banana cupcakes, whole wheat banana cupcakes or bread for mom without sugar. So that also, like helps with little sweet tooth here and there. So that's
Oh,
about it.
yeah. Subarna, would you like to add something? I would want to
Yes,
ask
yes.
you, as a mother, how did you cope up with this mentally?
Actually, from the very beginning, no, after my child's birth, I started making all healthy diets, and searching on YouTube and all those. Yeah, I always trying to bake everything at home. That outside cakes, cookies, I was avoiding. So little bit I was on that track only. But when it came to diabetes, no, without sugar, then it was very challenging. But
Yeah.
later on, I came to know that sugar substitute, yeah, and that in case of whole wheat flour, also almond flour. So then things, yeah, it came to my mind. Oh, it's better than this also. So now I can say that God has blessed me, because if I won't go through this situation, no, I won't. Yeah, I won't. Know all these things. And my life no changed before diagnosis and after diagnosis. I can say 360-degree change. I was a housewife, just taking care of my kid and husband. But after diagnosis, no, after few months, when we almost normalized our life, we accepted that situation and all those, no, I came to know that I have another potential. Because throughout the day and night, initial stage, I was struggling to keeping his numbers, no. Then I came to know, oh, I have potential, so many things I can do. So along with this, no, I started my journey, another journey also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And together, these two things I am now parallelly balancing and doing very well with healthy diet.
Yeah. Uh, so, what were your challenges
Now,
with
like
being
if
a
anyone come to my
caregiver?
house, no snacks I can offer them. I told everyone, okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I want to ask you all, what were the challenges that you all faced as a
Yes.
caregiver? Like, it could be, so for me, my mother is diagnosed with pre-diabetes and it's very difficult to get her off rice. So because उनको राइस बहुत पसंद है, उनको रोटी नहीं दो चलेगा, राइस देना बहुत जरूरी होता है, बिकॉज उनको बचपन से आदत है राइस खाने की, सो राइस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बट अभी थोड़ा राइस कम करना इज वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो हमने बहुत बोल बोल के उनको ऐसे कम करवाया है, बट या दैट वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी. सो आप लोगों के लिए क्या डिफिकल्टी आई थी एज अ केयर गिवर? मीरा, वुड यू लाइक टू से समथिंग?
Yes. Uh, See, I told you my husband loves food, and
Yeah.
his helpings used to be huge in the beginning. Then, of course, he started cutting down when he was exercising and things like that. But there are occasions where he tends to binge. Like he'll go out and he will buy chips and sweets and everything, and that's like in the house, and cheese and all that. So that those are some of the occasions. And okay, even I like to eat all that. So then we have this thing that, okay, bye. And earlier I used to have a job which involved a lot of traveling. So when I'm not there, then tendency is to eat out or do something, and those were some of the challenges, as in because he doesn't cook, and we had a cook sometimes because I was working elsewhere briefly. And the cook used to just put a lot of oil, masala, everything, wasn't following any of the
Mm-hmm.
instructions. So those were some of the challenges. But I think now his farmer, the big, I would say the jhatka for us was last in 2020 when I had COVID. Then we also did some tests for him, and his H1 BAC was 9 plus. So that's when we really started, know, uh, dealing with this thing. And he's very regular with his exercise. But I also noticed, like, for example, he needs to do heavy exercise. He needs to get on a treadmill because just walking doesn't help deal with his sugar. He has to do his 30 minutes treadmill, then he does his floor exercises. That's required. And of course, the usual thing of diabetes, when there is a when there's a stress level, then it goes up. And it's like we got a glucometer and very religiously started noting down the thing, putting it, sticking it up on the fridge every day. I say twice a week, do that. Discipline, I think, is something that we actually coming in the last 3 to 4 years. Because earlier it was that, okay, medication is there, we'll follow some diet and all that. But But yeah, but the tendency to binge does come, and even we go out, we want to eat. Our daughter was here; she's a great cook, and then she's a cook with a very traditional way. She likes to put a lot of ingredients, butter, and all that. So yeah, these were some challenges in terms of that.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. It was a
That
really big change for your for yeah. Prabha, please go ahead.
sorry, you
No, no,
continue.
no. Go ahead.
The challenges which I face still now is that in the school, for example, if his lunchtime dose is 4 units or 6 units, after taking the dose, if he doesn't finishes his lunch, sugar goes down. Sometimes we will give him a less dose and he might tend to eat more. That is the major
Oh,
challenge, and he is being not exactly adolescent but 10, 11 years now, so he is also not able to understand the severity, and we are also not able to do what we are also not able to know how to solve that issue. Still we are struggling with it.
yeah. Yeah,
Struggle with
that's a major thing.
Prabha, I can add it to, yeah.
that is a lot,
No,
Go
no, I
ahead,
can,
Subarna.
because my son was
can
in
I add in this?
finished his college. Now he's just taken up a job. So when the job also, the thing is like he can't. He has to maintain his sugars throughout the day. He has to carry his insulin with him, and he doesn't want to tell anybody also that he's got diabetic.
Yeah.
So then
Okay.
he
Yeah.
just it in the washroom. He goes in the washroom and takes it. But there are insecurities that how's my sugar, whether it is high or whether it is low, and then he does that all in the washroom itself. Like
Oh God.
he
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
want to
That is
share.
another level of stress.
Yeah,
What?
it is.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And we what
Uh,
to how will he manage it, and we just keep praying that it goes well. So it is very difficult during all this school, colleges, board exam time also, like they don't give extra time. So we had to literally, like could be near the school. And I know my child is very shy and very introvert. Like he doesn't like to be told. Like this, I've told it many times on this stage also. Like, so
yeah.
having also, those. So it's just the family support and all that we are just going through it.
It's a lifelong process.
Yeah.
Diabetes is a lifelong process. Yeah. Subarna, you were adding something to Prabha's
Yeah, yeah.
thing.
Mm. Like school going child, like my son is in now second standard, but I don't give him insulin in school because that that Prabha told that may come if he won't finish the food, then he will go low, and by chance accidentally they are so small, no, if he takes more insulin, more units of insulin, that can be a devastating situation, no. So I just before breakfast he takes insulin, eat breakfast, goes to school, and in between that food I am giving totally that low carb one, so
Okay.
that he no need of bolus. Only yeah, basal is looking after, and he is in almost good range. And in between, if he feels anything no low kind of feeling, he takes glucovita on his own. That is always in his pocket. That he is doing very nicely nowadays. And
Very
on
good.
coming back, I'm giving insulin and giving proper lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this, I'm managing the school timing.
Good.
That is great. So Rohan says that he's been tailing the washroom for 3 years. मतलब अभी नहीं, मतलब he did that for 3 years. हरनीत कि वॉशरूम में जाके अपना इंसुलिन लो फटफट और वापस आओ.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Did that. Yeah, that's another story. We all do weird things. मैं जब पहले restaurants में जाती थी, so I was very insecure of taking insulin shots in the public. Someone thinks something else or क्या drugs ले रहे हैं या ये या कुछ. So I was very insecure, but now I have come around. अभी मुझे ऐसा कुछ नहीं लगता. So yeah, that is the thing. Uh,
I think the major
so
thing here is we need to accept
I would
it.
like to
That,
ask.
yeah, sorry. So we have to accept it that it's part of
Go
our
ahead, go
life.
ahead.
Yeah, so once you accept it, then everything will go comfortably.
Mm.
it gets a little
Yeah,
difficult. You
acceptance.
feel, okay, I have this. Yeah, so acceptance, if it's there, then I feel it is sorted. Like then you can, somehow, and acceptance and strong willpower. If willpower is strong, definitely you can manage it somehow.
Yeah. So we, as I said, that we have caregivers from all the age groups. Like Harneet has been doing it for 21 plus years, and we have newly diagnosed people and people who have just been like 3-4 years ago diagnosed. So मुझे ये पूछना है कि how caregiving changes when your kid grows up, or Achal, in your case, when as your mom is growing up and lifestyle changes, or she's aging. So how does caregiving change for y'all? Like what changes
So
do y'all have to
caregiving,
make every day? कि नहीं अभी yeah, go ahead.
correct. So in that case, what I feel is you need to encourage, like you encourage, and then you also try, like being a family member, I try to make a sacrifice so that it helps mom, it encourages her and she feels like, okay, someone is there, support, like moral support is also there, like someone is supporting me. So I feel that way it's good, and avoid junk food, avoid eating food which, might tempt her. So somewhat in that line.
Yeah.
And then I feel full moral support, and diet also is important. Even if you make these small changes, it helps them also. They also feel like, okay,
Yeah.
someone is, helping me out. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Meera, would you like to add something on that?
Actually, I see a lot of difference between the way my husband's diabetes is being handled and how it was when my mother was diabetic. Actually, my mother was not controlling her sugar at all. And I think this we are talking about, 1980s, 70s, and that time, where there wasn't this kind of awareness which is there now. And I think this need to go for walking, that was not there, and especially women of my mother's age group would not take any exercise. And उनका तो एक और था कि वो व्रत वत बहुत रखती थी, so the whole day she will not eat. Yes. So these are all very unhealthy habits when you are diabetic. And jab khana tha, and of course this is something that you see in mango season. It's very difficult to control people because mangoes are there, and people eat so many mangoes. So, but the way I mean, I think I was very young when my mother was diabetic, and when things were actually going. She wasn't controlling. But with my husband, initially, I think we used to fight a lot. I used to tell him, no, you should not eat and all. But I think over the years, he's become, I think it's gone the other end, where he would say, even if I say, let's order some pizza today, he'll say, you eat, I will not eat. So and he has developed tremendous self-control, as in, he can watch me eat and he'll drink one cup of soup. So that's something that's different. And also he's non-vegetarian, I'm vegetarian. So he's also learned things like how to grill chicken and, make it for himself. And we've also made certain things like, see, normally we would eat dinner between 7:30 and 8. But now I've got a job where it makes me come back very late in the evening. So one of the things I said, you just eat. 8, 8 baj gaye, so if I have not returned or I'm on the way, don't
Mm.
have this that you have to eat together. Go ahead, eat it. When I eat, you can come and sit with me. So those are some of the changes that we have made in the way we've done. And also, I think now awareness is much more, and doctors are also much more open. They discuss many more things than doctors of those days who would say कि ये दवाई है आप खाइए और ये आपका diet है. So there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of open, I mean, information is there a lot, and this kind of support groups were not heard of, those days.
Right.
So these are like very, very, very helpful.
Mm.
Harneet, were you adding something before?
Yeah, this changes and all are very important. Like when the child goes to school, you have a different routine, and when they come, this the full lifestyle of the house also changes. You
Mm.
have to follow a certain diet, and you have to support the child. You have to be with them. The full family has to be with them and not make them feel like it is they're out of it. whenever we are going out also. So my full family has
Yeah,
supported me with
correct.
this.
Yeah,
My his cousins and all, they always take the initiative, like even if they're going for a wedding and all, they let's have the food on time, and let's start with less carbs and all. So that is also with them. So this all thing
yeah,
encourages, yeah, I'm not the odd man out, or like I am not the only one suffering.
yeah, correct. So we have a question. How have these changes helped you specifically, like as an individual, as a caregiver? How has these changes helped you all? Subarna, would you like to go? I know we have kind of answered this.
Yeah, definitely. Mm. Definitely it changes our health. Yeah.
Mm.
We lost our weight. Though we were not overweight, still we lost our weight. And people asked, how did you lose your weight? Oh, then now I started, and now I think I should start that profession also. That dietitian, because now when I go to my kids school and other moms, no, now you are looking younger, how it is become possible. I just one thing I told, because of this healthy diet, you just follow our diet, you can become like me, or your kid can become my kid also. How your kid is so energetic, how you were so energetic, you are looking young, you lost weight, you are this thing compliments we are getting now, only because of this healthy diet. Just two words,
True.
healthy diet. It is
Yeah,
not diabetic diet, I can say. It is healthy diet. It is
Mm.
healthy for all, diabetic, non-diabetic, for all. So so we are happy on this.
yeah,
So as
Yeah,
Subarna was saying, it has made a change. Like even I have lost weight. Mom is also following that. She has also lost weight. So it does improve our lifestyle, and even going in the future, also our health will be,
yeah,
intact. It
yeah,
will be in place because you are also
Hmm.
looking after your health at the right time. Even if even a non-diabetic can follow the same diet, it will improve their lifestyle, makes you feel energetic. So yeah, it makes a lot of change when you also make the changes along with your loved
mm,
one who's facing this issue.
yeah.
yeah, correct. So true. So Nupur asks, caregiving is a more woman-oriented thing. What do you all think? Like pros, cons? Because we have all the women in our panelist, and we did not get uh, anyone from the male species to come and talk about caregiving here. So, what do you all think about this?
No, not at all. In my family, my husband gives 100% support to whatever we are doing. He takes means I have seen in the last 1 year I have seen him. He takes care of my son more than well, means than me. He takes care of him very well because he works from home and I used to go to office. So full day he is at home, so he is only totally taking care of my son and his glucose chart, maintaining everything he takes care. And wo jamana gaya, male female wala wo nahi hai.
Yeah, I would like to
That
say
is
my mother's diabetes. It's my farm. My mother is actually 81 years old. She'll be 81 in a few days from now, and she has a lot of complications, health complications, or independent issues. But the diabetes complicates everything, as you know. But it's my father who's the full-time caregiver. I think he monitors her sugar. He also will take certain decisions in terms of कि insulin को कितना calibrate करना है, and completely he takes care of her like a baby, so he
wow.
is yeah,
That's really
he is
nice.
completely devoted to her health and everything. And I mean, she can be very stubborn. She'll say, I want this, I won't eat this, but he is dealing with that. And I mean, I think in the earlier days when he was working and all that, he didn't. I mean, this wasn't dealt with so seriously. But when he found that every other thing, including her glaucoma in her eye and everything, started coming up, and I think he has been the caregiver. Though I would say between the two of them, their diet variations have not really changed much. They continue to probably eat what they used to eating, but of course some in moderation, and they've never eaten out as such. That generation, whatever they want to make, they will make in the house and eat.
Lot of
So
difference.
Yeah.
yeah, so that itself helped a bit. So but he does take care of, and then he knows like which fruit she can eat, which fruit she shouldn't eat, all those things. I mean, he's very particular about that.
Wow, that is wonderful. Subarna, you were saying something?
Yeah, in my family also, like my husband is same. He is putting full effort. Yeah, foods and all that. Yeah, I have to prepare, no. But he also sometimes asks that how you are preparing. If any day if you get sick, so that I can prepare for him. So teach me like that. And all other busy control, no. He used to maintain chart. Though we are on CGM, no, he used to write up all those that. How much carbs he is taking, how he is busy doing, which food he is shooting for him. He used to write up all those things. Sometimes I used to avoid, no, but he is very particular on that. So it's a teamwork.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's a teamwork. That is wonderful, ladies.
Even my dad is
Hari,
supportive towards, yeah, sorry. So even my dad is
yeah, go ahead.
supportive. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, dad is also like very fond of cooking. So then he like for dinner he'll prepare some grilled chicken, something which is like high in protein, and he like it's good for you. Have this for mom. So I feel yeah, they also dads husbands they also do help out definitely.
yeah, it's all a teamwork. We all depend on each
Yeah.
other somehow. Yeah. Uh, Harneet, you were saying something?
Yeah, it is. The efforts have been looking after type 1 is a full time effort, and it has to be a teamwork. Like everybody has to take care of the child and be positive. You know, it is.
Yeah,
There's a lot of effort to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
It's not. It's not an easy job. You have
yeah. It's
to.
not an easy job.
Hmm, you have, and it's not a one day.
Okay, so it's not a one. Uh, so I would like to ask that how has the BCDF community, Blue Circle Diabetes Foundation community, helped the caregivers specifically? Because I've seen a lot of diabetic patients telling their stories or asking questions or something. So how, as the caregivers, we all enjoy the community, and how has it helped you as
We
parents
can
or
we can
caregivers?
ask we can ask any silly questions in the group, and your question will be
Yeah, it is.
answered.
Uh,
There is not a single question which will be ignored. You can ask anything. Why the sugar is high? Why it is low? What can I
Yeah.
eat? Whether I can eat strawberry? Whether I can eat apple? I can ask any silly questions, and everything will be answered with
mm,
patience.
very
The,
supportive group, very supportive and very encouraging. If there is no we can talk about.
But we can't hear you actually. Uh, I think there's the background sound.
Yeah, it was a very supportive group. We can really speak our minds. We can really help each other. This has always been, Nupur has been really helpful at any hour of the time. You call her during fevers also. Whenever the child is having a sick day, to manage diabetes becomes very difficult. So during this time also, this group has been very supportive during all odd hours also. We can, ask questions, and they can through the experience guide us.
Hmm.
Yeah, literally, I've asked a question at 2 a.m. in the morning and I still received a answer, and I was so thankful for that. So our community is alive at all time of
Yeah.
all the 24 hours.
Yes.
So you can ask question at any time and you will definitely receive some kind of answer there. Um, yes. Meera or Subarna, would you like to say something? Or Achal, if you would want to add something for that?
No,
Yeah,
this
so
has been
the
very
community
helpful.
has
Sorry.
really been helpful. I'm so sorry. Yeah,
No,
Meera,
no,
you
please
can
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, no, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
So the community has been really helpful. Like like people post their experiences, their journey. So when you keep reading about that, you feel like, okay, someone else is also going through the same thing.
Same.
So me, I have not like mainly asked many questions. I've always seen mom is posting, so then I read, and then like when other people also have any issues, we are also so experienced that we also answer them and tell them, okay, maybe this is a issue, or you can work on this, try going for a walk, try to eat at this time. So
Mm.
it has been really helpful. And as everyone is saying, Nupur has really been helpful, and the way she's making this awareness, it's really helping everyone. It's a really good thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been very
Go
helpful.
Nupur.
It's been really helpful to be part of this group because it helps you to connect with others, and you realize, like I think what like Prabha was saying, that whatever questions you ask, you'll get some response, and you don't feel that you may be asking a dumb question. So
Right.
that's and more of the things are like it's like virtually you can connect to so many people. You get so many responses to any question that you post. So it gives the feeling that you don't have to keep waiting to see a doc. And sometimes docs give you such some unrealistic answers.
Yeah.
No? So this is much more practical. So I really enjoyed this group.
Yes.
Yeah. I can see Prabha's kid there. Hi, what is your name?
Siddharth. Say hello to them. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Siddharth.
So, Sunesh asks, do you stay awake to monitor the sugar levels at night? So, as caregivers, do you all stay awake at night to check on your loved one कि sugar सही है कि नहीं, कि कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई है? Uh,
Yeah,
anyone?
set set alarm, and then we just usually we are supposed to do that at 3 a.m., which is really difficult actually, because the child's
Yeah,
pattern gets disturbed. We can still
Yes.
adjust. If there is a limited time, they have to go to school, the classes. So in that, to check in the midnight is very important. But it is very difficult to set up
yeah,
alarm and then check it. And usually sometimes it is low to give something to eat, and then the sleep just gets disturbed. But we have to do that now. It's become a
yeah, yeah. It's like we have to do it every. So
yeah.
I used to not do it like, but my mother used to come behind कि नहीं कर ले. So
Yeah,
it's
not every day, at least twice a week if you can get up at 3 or 4 and check it, and then like now you have to make it a routine
yeah,
of going back after that.
yeah. Subarna, would you like to add something on that?
Actually, my background is noisy. Okay, I'll say a little later.
Okay, cool, cool. No worries. Yeah, yeah. So, type 2 caregivers. So how do you all manage the 4 a.m. check-in thing? Do you all check at 4 a.m.?
Yeah. So
Meera,
in
would you
terms
like to say
of
something?
No, I just wanted to say we don't do it. We do it twice a week, early in the morning. I think we are early risers. So possibly by about 6 a.m. is when we do the morning check. So because earlier than that, I think it's difficult. But more or less, we know the pattern that is coming because we know the days and stress levels are high. It's very high. Sometimes it's like really low, and you wonder. And the postprandial is sometimes the postprandial is lower than the fasting, and you wonder why that is so. So, but we haven't done this
Yeah.
early morning thing.
hmm.
So
Oh, yeah. Achal, you were saying something?
Yeah, so for us, no, we have not done the early morning thing. So normally what a mom would do is, even I would tell mom, is like before sleeping, just check your levels, like, before you go to bed. At times, yes, once in a while, I think mom would get up and she would start feeling uncomfortable. It's like really once in a while because the diet and everything is in control, and the levels as well. Once in a while, she might feel, a little uncomfortable, and we'll check, then we'll see, okay, it's a little low, then have a little, something sweet or something, and then try and go back to sleep. That's a very rare thing that happens. But otherwise, no, we don't do this 4 a.m. thing. So night before sleeping, we just check the level. So then mom is also knowing, okay, this is my level, so it's fine.
Okay, nice. That was nice to hear. Prabha, you were saying something about that?
Yeah, we have such experiences. Early morning around 3:30, 4 o'clock, he was 40. Then without his knowledge only, he will be sleeping and we would be giving him chocolates, yeah, glucose tablet, and he doesn't even know. In the next day morning, he doesn't even know. He might be having disturbed sleep, but he doesn't even know what had happened in the midnight. Yes, that is there, and we are trying to live with it.
Yeah. So last thing that I want to ask you all before wrapping up today's session is, what is that positive change that diabetes has brought into your family? How has it changed you all positively? Or anything that you all started to do that has really changed your life after that? Anyone would like to say something on that?
Having
Yeah,
healthy food.
we have become more disciplined and following a certain diet. We have to this that all has come in our lives. We all full family has to change.
Right.
Yeah.
It's teamwork. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
checking everyone's HB1C so that anyone can know that he's pre-diabetes or not, so he can take step accordingly and prevent that. Because this happened to my family also. Before
Yeah.
my son's
Yeah.
diagnosis, anyone was not aware of that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's
Uh,
basically following a healthy lifestyle for everybody
Yeah,
because you
same.
realize
Mm.
it's in the genes. So you have to be very careful about this. Like
We
I
have
have
to
so
take
far
care.
not been diabetic. I'm 54, but I it's something that I have been told to watch out because considering my mother's diabetic, my grandparents were diabetic, so it also is something. And I go for a walk in the morning, so it's made everyone very conscious of health. You know, physical exercise and what you eat.
yes. Um, okay. Anchal, you were saying something?
Yes, so as Meera is saying, so even my grandparents were diabetic, and since mom is also diabetic, I can also be prone to it. So since I am making the healthy choices with along like helping mom, I feel I'm also, protecting myself and having a healthy life for the future as well. So yes.
Yes. Yeah. Uh, Harneet, would
Like
you like to go?
Yeah, it is that only this help is really helping us to stay positive also and to maintain a healthy lifestyle. This is what we are learning with that. And
Yes.
blue circle diabetes is helping us to stay positive and giving us initiatives. So all
Yes.
thanks to this group also.
yeah, I
We are
missed
so
that
thankful
how BCDF family helped us, no?
Yeah.
I would
for our.
like to
Yes.
add,
I
Yeah, Prabha,
okay,
go
okay.
ahead.
after his diagnosis, only I understood that health is more important than any other thing in the world. Health,
Mm.
Definitely.
yes, health is more important other than money, work, promotion, etc., etc. Health is really important.
Very true.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Yes.
Very true.
So I would like to wrap up today's session. Today we heard from our caregivers, and as important as all the other things are in our life, it is very important to take a positive out of all the medical conditions that we are going through. And our caregivers play a very important role. Me being a diabetic since last 9 years, I know how difficult it was for my mother to make me eat certain things, and I still sometimes I'm very picky, but yes, my parents have been there for me, and as caregiving, now she has been diagnosed with pre-diabetes, so it's coming like full circle. But yeah, from managing a person's life to making all those changes into your life, as an individual and as a family, caregivers do so much for us. So I would like to say thank you for joining today, and thank you for giving us such insightful experiences and sharing everything. And we would stay connected on our Facebook community group. Thank you
Yeah.
everyone for joining today's
Yes.
session. And if you
Thank
have
you.
any questions, you
Yes.
can ask on the
Thank you.
community.
It was a pleasure.
Definitely.
It was a
Yeah,
It's a
pleasure.
pleasure.
Yeah.
our
The
Yes,
pleasure.
room that is
lovely,
open for
lovely
24
meetup.
hours.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yes.
Lovely meeting everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah. It's a
Love
lovely time spent.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you.
I would